Well, I think I'm live. It says I'm live. It was very quick. Pretty cool. Let's see if I can share this. Well, I think I'm live. It says I'm live. Oh, there's the delay. There's the delay. See if this works. Well, I'm streaming live here. It's working from what I understand. And I am here at my office in Ontario, California. I'm an automobile accident lawyer, and I primarily practice personal injury law, automobile collision context. But I have experience representing injured workers at the Workers' Compensation Appeals Board. I did that exclusively for the first 2 years, first year and a half of practice, my law practice. And then I started doing crossover claims that involved automobile collisions. And then I started doing just automobile collisions that don't have workers' compensation insurance attached. So if you're involved in automobile collision and you are on the clock and you have a workers' compensation claim, you're going to need a lawyer who understands workers' compensation law and automobile accident type cases, which involve personal injury negligence claims, personal injury claims in superior court. So that's what I do. I do workers' compensation law, workers' compensation claims, and negligence claims. What else have I done? I've done a few bankruptcy cases, Chapter 7, a few family law cases, no divorces, just usually, one divorce kind of, where I had to get a quadro redone because it wasn't really correct. A prior client had no lawyer and their spouse had a lawyer, and the quadro really just stole a bunch of money from her pension plan. And that's not what the order said was supposed to happen, but that's the effect of the quadro. So I had to go in and get it fixed, and I was successful. Actually, the other lawyer was that represented the former spouse of my client was in the hallway with me saying, "You can't get this done, kid." It was like my first few months of practicing law. This is correct. I did this right. And I went up to the judge and I said, "Hey, this is wrong and this is why." And I had written a little, a little brief or something to, a declaration to submit with it, with my, to say, "Hey, this is what I found." And the judge said, "Oh, I think that we need some discovery on this." And we ultimately undid that quadro through a stipulation with the other party's attorney. And I think that's the extent of my family law experience. Some child support. And child support court, whoa, it's an interesting place. And I won't go into the cases that I handled there with the family law attorneys there, because it's heartbreaking. But look, injury law is where I have most of my experience. So if you've been injured in an automobile collision or elsewhere, you can call my office and request a free and confidential case evaluation. And my office will learn the facts of your case and find out if a contingency fee billing arrangement is appropriate and kind of give you some guidance there. And of course, if you have a case and we should discuss it, then definitely you're going to receive a free consultation with me, and I'm going to help you and give you guidance on the facts of your case and how the law applies. And there's some speculation at first during the first initial consultation in terms of, it depends on how much information you really want, because only so many facts are going to be known. And that means that things could change if new things come about or facts come out that we didn't know existed. Like the biggest unknown fact that people come to me with is, I don't know who the other person's insurance company is, because it's in the police report and the police didn't let us talk at the scene, or they didn't let the parties exchange information. They just told both parties, "Hey, it's going to be in the police report." So, get it when it's ready. The officer gets sick and then goes on vacation. It's a month later and there's no police report and the parties don't know who each other are. So it just kind of sits. And usually the police are better at getting the reports out if there's a traffic collision report on a serious incident, but sometimes the incidents are serious, they involve crimes, and the district attorney doesn't want those reports being released, so the investigator, the detective won't let anybody see their report or any part of it. Sometimes you can get the face page of those reports, but sometimes they just won't let them out, not for a while, until it gets to the district attorney, and then the district attorney reviews the report and decides what they're going to do regarding a prosecution, and then ultimately they send it, to be prosecuted by, an associate at the prosecutor's office, at the district attorney's office. And usually by that time, you can put it's released, or some of it's released, even if it's a redaction or redacted form, so you can find out who the other party's insurance carrier is. Now, both parties should report the claims to their own insurance companies, and hopefully they have, but it may be you call the other party's insurance company once you finally get that insurance information out of the police report, and they go, "Oh, we never heard of you." Well, because the person who hit you and caused the collision never even reported it to their insurance company. So then it has to go through an investigation period with the other party's insurance company, and maybe they can't get a hold of their insured, the person who hit you, because they're just like, "Well, I can't find them." They don't want to respond because they're hiding, because they think somehow that benefits them. Or maybe they just had their phone disconnected. So the insurance company will need something to establish the claim. That's why you need to get the adjuster the police report. Otherwise, they're going to say they can't get a hold of their insured and they can't verify anything you're saying is true, and therefore they're going to deny the claim. So there's certain actions that you need to take: get the police report, make sure that an adjuster at the other party's insurance company gets the police report. They are able to do an investigation. Hopefully they don't reserve their rights and say, "Hey, we can't get a hold of our insured and therefore we can't pay this claim." You'd probably sue and publish the lawsuit, and then see what happens. The insurance company, depending on how large the policy is, if it's a huge policy, maybe they won't pay. But if it's a small policy, they might just say, "Oh, we'll pay it," if your client's injuries are serious enough. So no one's coming on to my live stream, but I'm doing a live stream because I have to. Okay, we're talking about different stuff. I'm just going to give my website out right here to the public, napolinlaw.com. There's a lot of information on my website. Look, I shouldn't call it that. That shouldn't be my title of my live stream. How can I change it? How about just Attorney Alexander Napolin discusses his practice, his legal practice, experience, and we'll hit save. Oh, okay. I wonder if that will look like. Yeah, good. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, I do workers' compensation law, and I've represented at least 700 or 800 people through the workers' compensation process 100% from beginning to end, through medical treatment, surgeries. I've done back surgery cases, traumatic brain injury cases, a few death cases actually. Those were split up among another lawyer, but we had those cases, and I have experience there as well. There's no viewers. So one of the things I was saying before, I do automobile accident cases. So people who are injured in automobile accidents, and they have, oh, there she is. Roxana's here. Finally. It was funny because I had some other title up for the live stream, and it was like that one that I did when I was so upset with that certain insurance company for putting all those lies in that letter from the adjuster. The adjuster has ice water in her veins. I mean, she doesn't care about anyone. Her sole goal is just to keep the numbers at the insurance company in good standing. Keep her numbers so that she gets her bonus. That's all she cares about. Doesn't care about injury victims. Well, I'll take questions now. Does anybody have a question? You ask me anything, and I'll give you an answer. I'm waiting for my questions from all of my whole audience. Nothing? There's some clients I need to call back this afternoon. Average watch time, 3 seconds. Well, I have some upward momentum. I'm sure I'll get going here. I'll get to 6 seconds eventually if I just stay on long enough. Oh, got a concurrent viewer. Is she back? So anyway, yeah, I'm an automobile accident attorney in Southern California. I grew up in Orange County, went to Cal State University Fullerton, and after that I went to Pepperdine University School of Law. That's where I have my law degree from, and I took the bar 2011, and I've been practicing law this December for 10 years. I can't believe it. It's crazy how time flies. 10 years. But, helped a lot of people. That's what the goal of going to law school was for me. I had to have something that I could help others with and have impact on society. And it's a little defeating sometimes working with insurance companies because it just seems that we're boxed into a game that's just created by society anyway. And, we have society to thank for those benefits, I guess. It's just we have to play by rules sometimes that don't seem right because it takes time to change stuff. Well, anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. That was my first live stream. Got it set up. I'm sure I have. Oh, can I settle a claim on my own? I mean, without hiring a lawyer? Yes, I get that question a lot. That's something that comes up in initial consultations. Gosh, I feel like I'm being put on the spot now. Like I have to say this well. You can do your own claim if you know what to do. There's a lot to a claim. There's a lot to making a claim valuable. So you might get hit in an incident and it's a small incident and you don't have injuries. So in that circumstance, you're going to take care of the claim yourself if you don't feel that you're hurt. But if you're injured and you probably want to cover your bases and get a lawyer, because the insurance company is not going to give you a fair shake. You're going to submit bills thinking that they're going to give you a certain sum of money and then it's going to be some small amount of money. But by that time, it's been months and you maybe haven't treated. You have gaps in your treatment, and the insurance company starts to say, well, your injuries, those aren't really, causation's cut off. There's no more treatment that you can receive. We don't think that any further treatment is related to the incident. So you need to get with a lawyer and have your situation analyzed, and then you need guidance from the attorney. And that gives you the best opportunity to obtain a fair settlement with the insurance adjuster. There's a lot of other factors that are going to determine if it's fair or not, or if it even is substantial or not. Like if there's not enough insurance to cover your injuries. If the other party has a state minimum insurance policy, it's only $15,000 to cover whatever damages that person caused to you. And if you're catastrophically injured or you need extensive medical treatment, even if you're not catastrophically injured, even if you're just out of work for a month and you get back to work and you're having issues with your neck or your back, and that case is worth potentially more than $15,000 easily. There's some permanent damage to, that an MRI finds. So, you need a lawyer who's going to be able to help you determine what kind of insurance policy the other party has, and if they have a big enough policy to cover your damages, and that's going to affect the way you're going to attack that policy. So it very much depends on the specific facts of your case. on whether or not you could have a lawyer. I would say that you should have a lawyer look at your case before you decide whether or not hiring a lawyer is right for you. So, oh, someone's coming in. Time to sign off.